Welcome to OpenNEX 2016. OpenNEX is a public-private partnership that we started in 2014, mainly to promote NASA data and model results in support of the National Climate Assessment. Okay, in this brief video, I'm going to give you an update of what we have done in 2014, and you can watch the entire set of videos that we have done during the 2014 event. Here, I'm going to talk about the progress we made since 2014 and what are our plans for 2016 and beyond, and what we hope to expect, what we hope to achieve, in this event that we are starting now. Okay, as you can see, we have two platforms to engage and enable the scientific community in support of the National Climate Assessment. And we have NEX, which is a private cloud, where we bring in scientists from all over the country to do research related to climate change. And we would like to share that data with the broader community on the OpenNEX. As you can see, OpenNEX is built on top of NEX. It is open access, and it is funded by users, and it's really ideal for prototyping and exploration of climatic data sets that are produced on NEX. So our goal is to accelerate the discovery, access, and analysis of NEX-related data sets that the scientific community produces. Okay, so in terms of progress, and I'm going to talk about what data sets that we produced since 2014 and how we created additional access points to the data that we have created, and all the lectures and tutorials that we have developed since then, and finally end up with some applications that folks have done using our data that we provided in 2014. Okay, here are the two data sets that we have generated on NEX, and in 2014, we had the DCP-30 data set that is quite popular in the community, but more recently we have added the GDDP, the Global Daily Downscale projections, and that are available now in the open access points. And so these are different ways of accessing the data for the community. The data are available on NEX, and they're also available from Goddard Space Flight Center at NCCS, and they're also available on Google Earth Engine as well as Amazon Web Services. Okay, there are many ways of getting to the data that were produced on NEX. And we also have collated all the lectures and tutorials that were done since 2014 onto YouTube, and they were all itemized as playlists for people to browse and watch. And then, briefly, I'm going to talk about what people have done since 2014 in terms of building applications on top of the data that we put out. And for example, USGS created a portal where they summarized the projections by county and allowed people to visualize and access that data. And Habitat 7 is another example of a portal that was created on top of the data set that we generated on NEX, and to visualize how climate changes over time. And similarly, Planet OS, another private company, created access to the data where you can choose data sets by either by point or polygons or grid boxes or whatever. One way to act. And then UC Berkeley again developed something very similar where you can visualize the projections, and you can go to an area, you can see how the temperatures, for example, are going to change over time. So these are all various examples of what people have done on the data set. And another example is a Google Earth Engine application where the DCP-30 data that I showed earlier is available on Google Earth Engine. Folks can use a host of geospatial tools that the Google Earth Engine offers and analyze the data in relation to the current conditions or whatever you want to visualize at. And finally, all the data sets that I talked about are available on the sandbox at NEX. And the problem here is obviously the access is again restricted to NASA funded people. But the advantage here is you have access to all the tools and all the codes that were used in the generation of NEX data sets. So if you have ideas for new products, this is the best way to do it here on the sandbox. Okay, so in terms of plans for 2016, really what we're trying to do here is act as an aggregator. Now, as you have seen, there are many people that develop applications, portal, blah blah blah. And I don't know if I want to say that, but we want to be aggregator of all these, so that people don't have to go to different places and they can come to OpenNEX Hub. They should be able to find out all the lectures and all the publications that were produced off of NEX data sets and all the applications that were built upon NEX. So it'll be like a hub. They can come here and they can see what's happening. But we also want to engage new users beyond the ones that are already using and new users. So this is where we're going. I'll show you a little bit later at how to navigate the site, but this is how we are collating and organizing all the information. In terms of knowledge, we'll have all the videos and lectures and all the data sets that are available on OpenNEX platform, all the different ways of accessing the data, and finally all the applications that we know of that people have built. If you have an application that you built upon NEX and a data set, we would like to know so that we can include that in the applications. So here is our OpenNEX Hub, and you have the link at the start of my presentation. But you come here, and then you can listen to the lecture and on how to use the site, what it has. And we have 4 tabs: knowledge, data, access, and applications. And if you hover over each of the tabs, it'll tell you what it has. For example, in the case of knowledge, and we have videos from our earlier workshops in 2012, 14, and the new ones that we're populating. And then we also have a number of publications that came out of NEX, OpenNEX data. And these are all in the last year and a half. Okay, so and then we have the tab button takes you to the data sets, the descriptions of data sets that we have, the DCP30, and then the GDDP data. Okay, and then and we have access, where it'll show you all the ways of accessing the NEX data sets. For example, AWS, it'll take you to the AWS portal, and then from there you can access the DCP30 and the GDDP, and you can also go to NCCS and then download entire data sets from here. And then we have NEX Sandbox, where you can get access to the sandbox, if you are a U.S. citizen and if you have an interesting idea that NASA would be interested. And then more ways of accessing, like Azure and Google Cloud, are coming up very, very soon. Okay, and then applications. And so here we have examples of applications. For example, Google Earth Engine, and we have a video of how to use the Google Earth Engine and to analyze the DCP30 data. And we have an example of Planet OS, where you can access the data in a variety of ways, and visualize the data in Open Habitat 7 site. And similarly, Climate Explorer, that also uses the DCP30 to access by zip code, by county, and all that stuff. And then, like I said, we have the USGS site, where you have the county summaries. And then finally, you get these code snippets as Docker containers that you should be able to run on any platform. Okay, so in terms of engaging new users, we're targeting 3 different types of users. One is university faculty that are teaching global change related classes, and we hope they can actually use the interface that we built, not only to engage the students in the knowledge, but also use the codes that we have and the data sets that we have. We are already working with the faculty at Boston University, University of Minnesota, University of Montana, Northeastern University. And then we have agency scientists that are responsible for climate change adaptation and mitigation area. And for example, we've been working with scientists from EPA, the Forest Service, the USGS. So there are many agencies that are mandated to produce plans and mitigation plans, adaptation plans. So we hope to engage them in this OpenNEX platform. So if one agency develops an adaptation plan, hopefully we can actually engage others to use, or at least use that as an example. And finally, we have been working with the commercial users who provide data as a service. For example, Habitat 7, Planet OS, and Google, Amazon, IBM Cloud, they're all potential hosts for the data sets and then the codes that we have been developing as a part of the OpenNEX. So these are all ways of engaging new users for OpenNEX. So in terms of new users, what we are really interested in is new ways of visualizing the data, and new products. For example, we just did basic temperature and rainfall, but we would like to see what folks can do in terms of wind, humidity, solar radiation. You have many things that people can develop on top of the basic data set. So we would really like to work with people interested in generating new products. And finally, new lectures, people who have interesting lectures and that we would like to know, and put them in the playlist that we have. So finally, what we hope to achieve is, obviously, as part of NASA, we would like a greater use of NASA data sets, including NEX in our data sets, and broader community engagement in a whole host of areas, including adaptation, mitigation, as well as new data sets for this climate change research. And hopefully that results in increased GitHub code repositories that other people can use or expand or enhance, whatever you would call. And finally, probably the most important thing that we want to accomplish is to increase the number of publications that would support the climate assessment. And if they use NEX data sets like this example here on Endless Summer that came out earlier. So this is really the kind of example that we're hoping to accomplish, that people come up with new ways of using the data and publish the results that would end up in supporting the National Climate Assessment. Thank you.